doing? Back again with another episode of It Factor. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we have a great young lady, somebody I met while I was in college at CAU, man, and it's so amazing to reconnect with my friend, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Tamara.
So I'm Tamara Green. What else? I'm from Los Angeles, California. I went to Clark with Jeremy. Um, what else? I'm a physics and engineering major, so that's some super dope to add. And I'm just glad to be here. I'm really glad to be here. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you for this. This is really great.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm gonna have you on here multiple times. We're gonna keep it happening.
For sure, whenever.
I got you. So, man, so what made you want to attend, CAU?
So being from California, there's no historically Black colleges or universities. There's none. Mostly down here in the South or in the Midwest. And so I had kind of always wanted to go to an HBCU, but I really didn't know anything about it besides the fact that it's an all Black college. It's pretty much it. So my senior year, I had a group of friends, about 4 of us, best friends, I could say now. And our parents were really wanted us to be college bound. So they took us on these college tours. Like we went to UCLA, we went to USC, and so my parents had taken us to a Black Expo that they have in LA every year. And a lot of the HBCUs were there. And so me and my 3 other friends, we went and we were sold. They convinced us, and actually all 4 of us ended up going to an HBCU. 2 of them went to Spelman and the other one went to Howard. So that's kind of what sparked that. And I don't know, I just always kind of wanted to experience something different. And also, I don't know, I think it's just really dope to get that higher level of education around people that look like you. I think that's real dope.
It's amazing.
That's why I chose Clark, yeah. And then also I played softball too. So that was another factor, but definitely I'm glad I chose what I chose.
She was really good at, softball too. People, y'all know.
Oh.
She's kind of downplaying it right there. But no, so, man, what guided your decision, when you have to make that move to, your dual degree school, to go to Georgia Tech, and what you had decided to do, kind of what made you want to go there?
So the dual degree program, like coming in as a freshman was a plus for me. I knew I wanted to do engineering, but like just the schools that I have been looking at, like Alabama A&M or what else, Grambling, I don't know, I didn't want to go there. So I was like, okay, they have dual degree. I can get 2 degrees out of it. That's super dope. That sounds like a super win to me. And just experiencing 2 different types of institutions. I know you have the option of you can go to another HBCU, but I kind of was like, well, let me try out like a bigger university or something like that. I didn't know tech was going to be so intense. But it's really not like it's really not, how do I say it? It's not hard as in like it's just the curriculum is so hard. It's really, you gotta divulge yourself. Like they give you just work, super dedicated, committed. It has to be like of course school is always a priority, but it's got to be above like everything. You got to put it, especially institution like Georgia Tech. It was definitely, it kicked my butt. It told me I might have been the smartest in one of my classes at Clark, but not here. Like I really gotta, like I know people talk about finesse, zero finesse. At Georgia Tech, 0. Like you really got to put your all into it.
You try to finesse there, you can get kicked out. And you're like, hey, you gotta
yeah. It was between Georgia Tech and Auburn for me. But at the time, I didn't want to move from Atlanta. So, and then I got into Georgia Tech. So it kind of just set up the way I needed it to. So yeah.
Cool. Look at how you know, man. So how, the process of you, earning your MS now in physics, being back at Clark, how was that?
Woo! I never thought I would be here. That is a great question, because a master's in physics, if you would have talked to me when I was 18 and I first got to Clark and you would have been like, Tamara, a master's in physics, I would have been like, I'm not that smart. I'm not Einstein. Like, no, a master's in physics, like I'm going to need to know like quantum theory, and like, no, I'm good. But just during around the time transitioning back to Clark and not doing the dual degree program anymore, and just talking to Dr. Williams, who's over the physics program, he kind of set out some options for me. And he was like, you could take this route. You'll still be very marketable and stuff like that. And he was like, you're really smart. Don't like doubt yourself. This is something you can do. He was really motivational in that. And even like Miss Chandler and Dr. O, they were like, whatever you think is going to be best.
Right.
So it was a tough decision because it's like, dang, I'm not going to be in dual degree. This is my ultimate plan. But I still found a different outlet with kind of the same outcome where I still receive a second degree, a little longer route than I wanted to take initially being in school. But I like it. I really enjoy it. I like now that I've gotten into physics research, I've always done engineering or manufacturing research. It's pretty interesting. It's definitely caught my interest for sure. And then it just comes with rigorous classes, but that is what it is when it comes to STEM anyways. But I like it. And it's more, some of my classes are more independent study, which I enjoy because I can kind of do it on my own. And yeah, it's just, I like it.
Goes with the flow.
Yeah, no.
Like, look. So
Definitely.
I feel that too, man, because even with me, coming back to Clark from after being in Northeastern, that was like, at first when I got there, I'm glad we have an institution like Clark to bring us back. Like, hey, I still gonna support you. What we doing? Chandler, and a couple more professors sat down, was like, what we doing? We gonna get you out of school. You're gonna graduate. But what we doing after that? So they pushed me so much to where now I got 4 more classes until I'm gonna have my MBA. Like from LSU.
See, and I'm 3 classes away.
Right?
So congratulations.
Like, thank you, man. So it's like that was just a blessing that I feel like Clark blessed us with, to have people like that that are like always care about you, and even like, hey, you might not feel like you're an engineer, but more than likely at my job now, a lot of stuff that I do is the same stuff I would have been doing once I had the engineer.
Exactly.
So it's not hurt to where it was at. So I commend you for what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, man, how is it, being, the first to, be, facilitator for the physics department? Like, being over a class. How's that?
That's been really interesting, only because, so for our program, grad students, they have to teach lab courses. So I teach physics 1, mechanics lab. So it's like an easy lab, but I don't know, they've used the same like lab manual for the longest. So, and this is the first time this class has ever been virtual. So I'm pretty much setting the tone as far as what it's gonna look like virtually, like coming up with simulation labs, or coming up with, like, I do the lab in the video and I give them like data, like random data, so they can calculate it on their own. It's very like, I'm kind of creating it like in a different way, because it's always been, we go into lab, we do the lab, you turn in the report. Now it's like, okay, now I got to give you all these resources so you can really understand the lab, because I'm not there to really explain it to you. So I think that's just been really interesting. And I'm kind of interested to see how like virtual learning is going to go with lab instruction, because I know a lot of schools have been trying to come up with different ways, or they'll have just like their students only come to lab and that's it. Like lecture is virtual, the lab you have to come to campus type of thing. So it's just kind of interesting seeing how that's been. I'm not like shy from like facilitating classes and stuff, because I was a little instructor for the Verizon program. So, and I've like taught kids before. Now teaching adults was a little like.
So you good.
I mean, yeah, I've TA. That's something different. But when you're grading and then they like, you got to respond back to their grade and you're like giving out the assignments, it's a different, like a whole different. Yeah, and you're directly coming to me. It's not like, oh, you're gonna go to the professor and it's his like whole setup. Like I came up with a syllabus. I've never made a syllabus in my life. Like they sent me the template that they use. It was fun, like setting up my course, like especially in Canvas and stuff. But I just think it's been very interesting trying to navigate how to teach a lab course virtually. That's been the interesting like part of it mostly.
Gotcha, man. I respect it though, because you out here changing lives. Like you changing the whole setup. Now they can do it online.
I know. So yeah, that's what one of the professors was telling me. She was like, "Well, you're just setting what people can use from now on." I was like, "Well, that's kind of cool to know."
So, do you think that one day you'll be a full-time college professor with me?
You said with you want to be a college
Yeah,
professor?
I'm working to become a college professor, but would
That's
kind of want to do it now.
I commend you for that. I don't know
You
because
don't
that
know.
involves me getting a PhD, and I don't really know about that.
You may not
But
have to get one.
maybe not. I mean, no, technically, no, I
Mhm.
wouldn't have to get one. Um, I don't know. That's something I've really been because the other professors, like I work with a postdoctorate
Mhm.
and for research, and she's like, you really can. Even when I was TAing with her last semester, she's like, you really can like convey the information pretty well. I sometimes don't think I am because I'm like, this is physics. Like, how am I going to break this down to these people? But she was like, no, you do a pretty good job because she let me teach a couple classes before like the pandemic hit and we went completely virtual last semester. So that was fine, but I don't know. I don't know. That's something I'm still really, really thinking about. I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
you figuring
I
it
don't
out.
think so. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. I don't know where this path is gonna take me. Right now, probably not like being a professor, but maybe later on, it
Yeah,
might be something I'll consider.
I got you.
Definitely.
I respect it, man. So, this the question right here, though. What's your it factor, man? Why you do what you
What's
do?
my? Why do I do what I do? My it factor. So, that's a really good one. So I would say my it factor, like, I don't know if I'm gonna answer this right. I would say my it factor right now is my due diligence and willingness to like continue with the things that I've chosen to do or the route that I've chosen to take.
Mhm.
I feel like my distinguishing quality may be in difference from other people, and I feel like you have the same qualities. We keep going. We're
Right.
not gonna let like uh, an adverse situation change what our initial plan was. So
Mhm.
I would definitely say my is that I just keep trying. Like I'm not going to give up on this. And I feel like even after my master's, like even navigating like even corporate or even if I go into more research type of thing, just having that adversity and knowing how to like navigate that. Like I know I'm going to run into problems throughout life. So I think this is just it's giving me that like that keep going, like
The extra push. Like you gonna be
keep
good.
pushing, like everything's gonna be straight. And then also along this journey, I've noticed I do like to see other people, like just with teaching, I do like to see other people succeed, like for sure. I like to see it click for other people like it clicks for me.
Right.
So, and I'm even that way because I started coaching softball too. So I kind of knew that about myself. I used to get more excited when like my players or my teammates did something in the game than when I did. So
Yeah.
I kind of always had that like you can do it type of thing. Like even with the boys in the Verizon program, like just talking to them, letting them know like all of them want to do sports, but letting them know like it's cool to be smart too. Like, you know, sometimes sports doesn't work out. You got to fall back on what you know, your knowledge. And I strongly believe that's the one thing people cannot take away from you is what you know.
Mhm.
And and that gets you really, really far. So I would definitely say it's the just that motivation of that keep push motivation is my it factor and just like the willingness and the want to see others succeed around me while I'm doing what I'm doing.
I respect that.
Definitely.
Respect that. So, man, what's your ultimate goal? Like, what's your plan?
My
Like,
ultimate
it's
goal.
interchangeably. The more I do this, the more I know when I ask certain questions. I don't ask the
Mhm.
same question, but when I ever ask that question, some people will say, "Hey, I'm goal oriented. This is how it goes. This is how it goes." I'm like, sometimes we don't reach those goals the way
Mhm.
that we think it's set up. So I would say any goal. What's
Any goal? Okay. My ultimate goal, I would say, definitely after my master's, I definitely want to work somewhere. I've through this journey, I'm like, okay, once I'm done with engineering, what am I gonna do? But I really had to look at my experiences and like hone it. Like, okay, Tamara, you're good at this. You're good at this. You're good at this. This is what you can go and do.
Mhm.
Um, so I would say either like after I'm done with my master's, I would definitely say I would either want to go into some type of engineering consulting. I wouldn't mind doing research either. with like, or a part of consulting, I do that research for whoever and whatever company. I'm cool with that too. I've never been in like the corporate engineering environment, kind of, sort of, but it was still on a research basis. So I definitely want to see what that's about, just to get that type of experience. So I'm keeping my options open as far as what my goal would be after school's done, just based off of my experience. But my ultimate goal, I really, really, really want to own a couple businesses.
Okay.
So, and I knew this like coming into like college, like I know that there's a lot of things I'm good at. I'm super artsy and creative. I love to bake, things like that. Like I was gonna go to culinary art school before I was even thinking about doing engineering. So, so it's just kind of, I guess this was like my way to like get in and get a really good job and kind of stack my bread for like things that I really, really enjoy doing. Like I like engineering and stuff like that and physics, and I can do it, but I don't think for me personally, it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. Because there's so many other, yeah, exactly. There's so many other things I really, really love and want to do and really grabs my interest like 100%. So, and nowadays people can make a business out of anything. So I just, exactly. Yeah. So yeah. So I feel like whatever you put your mind to, like you can do. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm kind of out of like, okay, let me get this good job. Let me stack my bread. And then I can do the things I really want to do as far as like separate from engineering and physics and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And that's a good thing. That's a good way to think, man. That's a great way to think.
Yeah.
So, man, what helped guide your decision, to go back to CAU, and finish, your BA and MS? What helped you, want to go ahead and say, you know what, I need to finish this?
A lot of things. I would say my parents first, because they were like, we sent you out there. You better finish something. Like finish something, whether it's the BS, figure it out type of thing. It was more loving and stuff, but that was the gist of what they were trying to get me to do. It was a tough decision though, because it's like, it kind of gave me that feeling of like I failed. So it's like, dang, like I started this, like, why can't I just finish this? So it was hard. I really wasn't that, like, I'm just going to finish the physics degree, whatever, like, and I'll figure it out and this and that. But really talking to, like, Ms. Chandler and Dr. Williams and just getting that advice and that advice from people who may have been through my same situation or have taken different routes. Because I know, Ms. Chandler, she has a law degree. So she's taken different routes. Right. So just hearing that from people that have been in my shoes, literally, because they've gone through engineering, they've gone through STEM, so been in my shoes and telling me like, it's going to work out. It's okay if it takes a little longer, or it's okay if you take another option. So I did a lot of like talking with them and then talking with my parents, of course. And I had a couple close friends that, helped me in my head, like guide my, like, okay, I'm going to do this now, and just re-navigate like the plan I originally had. Gotcha. So it was definitely a tough decision. The decisions I had to make, I had to definitely accept the fact that, okay, you're not going to do this dual degree thing. Like, so at first it was like accepting it, because it was like, dang, like I really messed up type of thing. But so that was like the first decision. I was like, okay, let me just accept it for what it is. And then the second decision was kind of researching my opportunities getting this master's in physics. And just from my internships, I had worked with like scientists that had their master's and that had their PhD. They were doing the same thing that engineers were doing. So, and I was like, dang, like I have a physics, what am I going to do with a physics degree? Like, what am I going to do with that? That was like, I was like, I don't know. I was telling Dr. Wayne, like, what can I possibly do with that physics degree, whether it be a master's or not? And he was like, you can do so much. And I had to think like, okay, my internships, I've definitely, like the last boss I had, he has the most basic like science degree ever, but is like a manager of a department and manage different departments in the federal government. So I'm like, no. I might take me different paths, but I feel like I'm going to get to ultimately where I want to be. So, yeah.
You're going to get where you want to be, man. That's how I had to figure that out too, man. Because, like, we have to fail in life to be able to succeed. you know, and
Definitely.
and be honest, what we don't understand, and it takes time to understand, leaving the program ain't failure. It's just knowing like, hey, it's time to go ahead and finish this thing. Failing is when you
Yeah.
just say, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing
Yeah.
nothing no more, and it don't matter no more. I'm gonna go and sell some clothes at a store, and not knocking anyone that does that, but if we in our position, it's like, nah, we doing the people that pushed us to do that a disservice, and we doing the kids that don't watch us do this a disservice. So
Yeah.
you're gonna fail, you know, it's fine. But like you said earlier, even though it's good that we both feel like that, because when you get a job and you feel on something, you're gonna think about it for a couple seconds, and you're like, oh, I did worse. It's fine.
Exactly.
Don't move it, you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, man, do you have any questions for me?
I do actually. So I don't know. People probably always ask you this. So what made you want to start this? Like, what made you?
I wanted to basically do something outside of work. Like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, I'm not a developer for life. Like, I'm not gonna be an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be a college professor as well, but I wanted to start something that where I can feel like I'm helping somebody else tell their journey, and I can take a backseat, you know, and kind of be like
Okay.
the Breakfast Club and kind of get to know people that's
Okay.
in
That's
tech,
it.
you know, that's in business or even in the entertainment field, but really make a show that's for people that are, you know, in the STEM field, so that kids, young people, even older people can see, oh, I'm finally glad that somebody's doing it and they doing it at a high level and they really care for the people. So like y'all my friends, and I never knew this was gonna happen. But the fact that how it fell into my lap is like, hey, I should start a show, you know, telling people journey that I went to school with, even people I don't know. You know, the people that come to me now,
Yeah.
it let me know that I'm doing the right thing. So I feel like with this show, I'm able to bring people on like you tell your journey, and we building a connection and, you know, a network so that people can come in and either help find a job, you know, help find what kind of career you want to go into, stuff like that, even life stuff. So I'm really thankful for the show.
That's so dope. Yeah, I was gonna ask like what kind of sparked this like idea, like let me start talking to people and find out their experiences. Like that's super dope. That is, you are doing the right thing, because I definitely think people need to see this, like especially people of color, like Black people.
Right.
Like I definitely think Black people definitely need to see this, especially being in the STEM field. Like, and there's been a couple of my internships. I've met some brilliant Black people, just brilliant, blown me away. Like, you really do this, like type of stuff. Like, this really is your thing. So I think the fact that you're getting people together and allowing them to share their experiences, that's mad dope, super dope.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, Tamara. Thank you for being my friend, man. And thank you for being on the show. You
No
know, that's
problem.
pretty much
Yes.
it, man. You got any shout outs? Anyone you want to shout out? Anything?
Let me see. Do I have any shout outs? I definitely want to shout out, because my friends will probably watch this, because I'm a promote it for
Yeah, I'm
sure for
gonna
you.
promote, you know.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I just want to shout out all the close friends, all the close people that have been on this journey with me and been, you know, helping me keep it pushing. So I'm very thankful for them. Yep.
Gotcha, man. Well, take it easy. You know, keep being great out here. Keep doing great things. If you need anything,
Me too.
let me know.
Same thing. Don't be a stranger for sure.
I got you. Well, take it easy, man. That's the episode of It Factor. Y'all take it easy. Keep watching, like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep it going. Keep it growing.
Thank you.